What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Behind me is a 1976 Chevrolet K20 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive truck that has been on the same farm since the early 1990s, uses a farm truck and a snowplow truck. And in today's video, we're going to try to basically make this thing roadworthy again and see if we can turn it into an absolute neck breaker slash head turner of a truck. And we're going to do this one a little bit different than we did the last Squarebody on the channel, last Squarebody revival. As you can probably tell, it's absolutely freezing out here and it's almost dark out. I have I'd say about 10 minutes of light left. So I do know that this truck at least kind of runs and it moves enough. I actually had it delivered from the previous owner and I drove it to right here, so about 10 feet. Battery's completely dead and from the early 2000s. So we're going to go ahead and just throw a jumper pack on it and try to start it even though it's under 30 degrees and it's not going to like it, and get it inside where then I will tell you all about it and show it to you. But out here it's just miserable, so let's do that real quick. Well, luckily my camera seems pretty good in low light because it's way darker out right now than it looks on camera. But yeah, I'm assuming, I mean, I've heard this truck run and I have not looked at it. Basically the guy pulled up with his trailer, he backed it off just off the jumper pack, and I pulled it over here and shut it off, and that was about a month and a half ago when it was like 80 degrees out, and it ran then. It probably doesn't run now, but if it's we'll find out right now real quick if it's going to cooperate with me or not. The hood is basically falling apart, so the hinges are removed, so we're going to use this board to hold that up, and yeah, let's see what we can come up with today. Well, that jumper pack's dead. Jumper pack attempt number 2 is on. Let's see if we can get this thing to have any power. That jumper pack's been sitting outside too, so doubt it. And the only reason we're just going ahead and starting it is because, or trying to start it, is because I do know there's oil and everything in it because I heard this one run before I bought it actually, so it's all right. We have lights, but not even a crank, and all the jumper packs are dead, so I might just pull my truck over here and put the jumper cables on. Maybe that'll start it. If not, I'll just have to go buy a new battery, and we'll really be doing this in the dark. All right, with the help of another Squarebody's headlights and a flashlight, I went and got the value battery from O'Reilly, so we should be good now. Actually, now has a better chance. Ooh, wooden battery. I gotta show you guys this truck. I am so excited to show you this truck. I love this thing already. Now it has an even better chance of starting, which is great. And we checked one thing off the list. Now I don't have to change the battery in it because I already knew it was dead. I've jumped it to get it off the trailer. And at his house to hear it run. I'm just going to twist on the key and see if I can get this thing to start. Check if we got headlights first. That'll tell us. Okay, battery's good. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Forgot to mention to you guys, this, the back of one of the mufflers is blown out. I did see that. It's extremely loud. I don't remember it having brakes. I'm going to see if I can get this inside. Oh my goodness, this truck is nasty. I realize you guys haven't even seen it yet, but that's a cold start 350 for you. brake pedal. Come on, nothing. There's nothing there. How am I gonna get this inside? There's cars all over the place too. There's something. Okay, reverse. Okay, it's holding. Kind of brakes. I'm on a busy street, guys. Oh, this thing runs bad. It won't move. Well, let's push it. I think it's out of gas. Okay, well. I mean, really, guys, what are the chances? Oh my gosh. I do think maybe it's out of gas. As I'm backing into a street and telling you how busy it is, the truck quits running. That's kind of funny, a little bit. I got like 4 gallons. Let's see if it's this. Good news is the wind's dying down because we're still not inside. I should have just showed you guys the truck. Let's set this over here and see what's truck will start. All right, boys and girls, cross your fingers. Get that pump. Good thing I'm buying a new battery. Should I prime it? Nope, we got nothing, boys. Well, I got it kind of running. This thing's it's running on about 4. I'm gonna try to get it to warm up a little bit, I guess. I didn't want it warm, but we're gonna try to get it to stay running to get it literally right over there. So bear with me. Well, we might have enough cylinders to get it inside. Well, boys, I think I've seen enough for the night. That did not at all go as planned, as you'd probably assume that. So I will see you guys tomorrow and use the daylight that I have right after work to show you the truck. And as for right now, I'm going to go to O'Reilly and get basically every tune-up part I can get for the ignition system, plugs, wires I have already, cap and rotor. And I think that was enough to tell us that it needs all that, because I think we may have had 2 cylinders there. And yes, to answer your question, if you're thinking, that is exactly how it ran when we drove it off the trailer and when I heard it run before I bought it. So This is turned into an actual revival, but it's supposed to be a little bit warmer tomorrow, like 10 degrees warmer. So I'm gonna hurry up and get home and have some parts ready and see if we can get this thing up this 20-degree incline into the building. See you guys tomorrow. Well, we're back and it's daylight, so let me take advantage of that and give you guys a quick little tour around the truck before we start working on it. Like I said, 1976 Chevrolet K20 Custom Deluxe, full-time four-wheel drive with the 203 transfer case, so that's kind of cool. No one switched it over yet and put hubs on it. Super cool. Not great, but cool. The body of this truck, not great, but the coolest thing about it is it has not been, I don't know, hacked and packed is what I want to say. The two other square bodies I have had about 2 or 3 layers of rockers and cab corners on them. This truck has not. It's its original condition, so it's just all GM metal, which is cool. It'll make it a lot easier for what I want to do, and I want to keep this truck and fix this one up. I see a ton of potential in this thing. But beside that, let's look at it. It's got cab lights. The coolest part about this truck is it's black and it has cab lights, and it has a 4-inch lift on it already. So if you know me, you know I just basically drooled over this. But let's dive into a little bit. All the trim is there except for the tailgate trim, because the tailgate is not there. We got some rust. The doors aren't great. The rocker is, it's there. It's not that bad. This stuff will buff off. You got to see through it. This bedside looks fine until you come around here and see that the inside of this bed is absolutely garbage. It is the worst bed I've ever seen. It's bad. You can't really put anything in here. The red strap holding it together because no tailgate, but you can see it pulls the sides together. Came with an awesome toolbox, and this thing has a gooseneck ball in it, which is super cool. Actual to the frame, everything. That's awesome. I hope I get to use that very shortly. Bumpers pretty beat. We have an 03 sticker, which I'll explain the story of where this came from in a little while, and maybe that date we'll need that date. Broken taillight. Terrible bedside. So bad. This door's a little bit better. Rocker's about the same. Cab corner, not super high up, but it is rusty. This fender's a little bit worse. The hood has been kinked and it's gold. Glass is good. One broken cab light. The whole front fascia is good. That hood's actually smoked. This is a pretty bad hood. But that's basically the outside of the truck. Since I didn't get to show you guys right off the bat, it does have, the exhaust was actually done not that long ago, I guess. Duals out the sides. Super cool. It does have mufflers on it, but this side, the whole back of the muffler is just blown out. It's kind of funny. So this side's essentially straight piped. But yeah. And you see this massive antenna, biggest antenna I've ever seen. I got this truck home and I was just kind of staring at it one day for like a minute. I'm like, because I didn't have time to look at it. It got dropped off and I just kind of was busy. And I was like, man, when I make that video, I got to order a CB antenna for it, because this truck just screams CB antenna. Like, I can just picture this thing, gooseneck on the back full of hay, snow plow on the front, which, yes, this was a plow truck. You can see kind of where the brackets were. He took that off. He kept that. But snow plow on the front, gooseneck on the back, whip, all that. Well, I opened the door actually just recently, and I pulled the back seat, or the seat forward, and that was behind the seat. I wish I could have recorded my reaction, because I was so excited, because that's old school. That is huge. That's got to be 6 foot. Looks awesome on there. But that's enough of the outside. That really, this is it. It's the coolest looking truck like ever. I love this thing. Most of you probably think this looks like an absolute beater, but the aura is the word I'm going to use that this truck puts off. So sick. But let's look at the inside. Now, the most time I've spent in here was last night trying to crank this thing over. I never really looked at it. I just pulled the seat forward and I saw the antenna and got excited. Door panels are absolutely smoked. Very bad. I see the ground there. Maybe the cab's worse than I thought. Oh my God. That's what I smelled last night. So there's got to be a mouse nest in here. This was on a farm, and it reeks of mouse urine. But it still has carpet nest, so that's probably what... Oh, that looks like some mouse house stuff there. Yeah, there's a hole in the seat. There might be mice in here still. Who knows? Steering wheel is sticky. Can confirm. The gauges were working last night when I was messing with it. This was for the plow lights. I think that's the original radio in this. And one of the coolest parts about this truck is, yes, that says 71,000 miles, and we're pretty positive it actually is 71,000 original miles, because the last owner had this since 92 or 3, I believe, and it never, I guess he drove it to work a couple times, but it got such bad gas mileage, it basically stayed at the farm. So that's, I mean, judging by the pedals too, I mean, that's probably original mileage on that. So it's probably a low mileage truck. Super cool. The seat's smoked. That door panel's smoked. The dash isn't covered. That's an original. It's got a crack, but got the mirror down there. Full-time forward. I think that's a speaker, maybe. Used to have a CB in it that probably went to, well, there's the antenna for this thing. I just kind of threw it up there on the magnet, but yeah, it was just sitting back there. So I had a CB. Yeah, oh, that reminds me. No wonder it won't run. I forgot the carburetor situation. I didn't even look at it. I went on a marketplace run, so I threw the air cleaner. That wasn't for this truck. I threw it in here because I knew it didn't have one. Threw some random parts in here. I have parts all over for this truck that you'll see later in the video. But let's go to the other side real quick. Look in the glove box. I haven't done that yet. At least the door's open. Big ankle vent. There's the springs for the hood. Oh, look at that. Is that technically owner's manual emission? I don't know. That's cool. What do we got here? Anything crazy? Chrome front bumper. Color combination black. 16.5s, which we have 3 of those. 350. Yeah. Heavy duty front springs. Nice. That's falling off. We're going to be careful with that. This was from a marketplace run. But, alright, sun's going down. It's already getting a lot colder. Let's go ahead and dive under the hood of this thing and try to get it running tonight to get it into the building where I can keep working on it. I forgot about the carburetor situation. I'm going to pop the hood now and I'll show you what I meant by that. And then we'll start throwing parts at this thing, sadly. So here's our lovely 350. Stock manifolds. Pretty stock. With, I think that's an Edelbrock 1406, the same one that's on my other truck. But as you can see, there's a piece of duct tape there. And the previous owner's son told me that basically I've got this truck. I met him at a swap meet. So he was actually carrying the correct piece, which is what's laying on the seat in there, the adapter plate for that. And that's why the duct tape's there, is because it was a big vacuum leak, because it's the wrong adapter plate. So I have the right adapter plate. It could be running like that from a major vacuum leak, but I'm sure everything else is bad too. So we're going to start with the ignition system stuff. Maybe it'll run good enough. Maybe I'll find a big problem and it'll run good enough to get it inside. But that is what the adapter plate is doing on the seat. I have the gaskets for it. And yeah, he had bought that and gave it to me with the truck because he said that would get rid of the duct tape. So we definitely don't want that. But other than that, plywood on the battery tray. Original stuff. That's awesome. The jack might be in the truck. I feel like I saw it. Something was mounted there. I wonder what that was. Yeah, pretty, it does have, I don't know if he did them. It just had new brake lines, a couple new brake lines, but the brakes are bad. This was a month ago or so ago, so I'm pretty sure he said one of the bleeder screws is broken. So it's just got air in the system, but yeah, that's enough of that, guys. I'm going to get the camera stand and get some parts, and I think we'll pull the cap and rotor first, check under that, see how that looks, and then pull on the plugs and see how one of those looks, and maybe we can get this thing inside tonight. So just to make it easier, oh wait, what is that cover? What is that? I don't know how to remove that. Does this just pop off? I've never seen this cover that's on this distributor. I don't know how to get it off. What in the world? Latch. What are we latching? Oh, okay. That's cool. All right. That's probably very original. So just to make it easier on myself, because I'm so forgetful and I don't know firing orders, I don't memorize it, and I should by now, I'm just going to go ahead and mark all these wires, pull them off, and get the cap out of here. Oh my. All right. Well, we'll definitely start with that. There's a ton of corrosion in there, and the whole end of the rotor is like solid flaky rust. This actually does look pretty bad, so that's actually a great sign. This looks terrible, so maybe we can just do that and get it inside and then do all the other fun things. You can tell this has been in there a while. Wow, it looks terrible in there. Whew, might get some electrical cleaner or something. I've never seen the inside of a distributor that rusty, actually, yet. It might be common, but I haven't, so that explains this corrosion, which if you guys couldn't see it, it's pretty bad. So here's the end of the rotor. It's due, so we'll knock that out first. I got some electrical cleaner I'm gonna blast in the distributor. It probably won't do anything, but it might clean it up a little bit. All right, let's get the rotor on, and then I just switched the coil over to the new cap. So that's ready to go on as well. Good, this is the right size. See if we can get this on here. It's tight back here. I can never seem to get these right. There. That seems right. All right, cap and rotor are changed out. Let's get these plugged back in. Well, guys, the cap and rotor looked so bad that I actually think I'm just gonna throw the battery back in and see if we get it running any different. I honestly, like I said, I just need it running good enough to get over there, but it wouldn't even climb. This is as far as it would go. So that was really bad. I'm gonna throw the battery in. If it cranks up, runs a lot better, we'll get it inside. If not, I'll pull the plugs and do that out here too. It's just getting really dark. And if I wasn't making a video, it'd be fine, but I'd prefer you guys could see me. I'm sure you would too. We'll sound official and say for video quality purposes. Let's try to crank it up again. Nothing. Well, that's really weird. The truck has no power, so let's get a jumper pack. All right, guys, it's been over 2 hours, I think. I've cleaned everything, did all the fuses, whatever. Finally, just cleaned the terminals on the starter, and now the headlights came on. So figured I'd start recording again just in case the truck cranks over. Let's try it. This is getting ridiculous. Wow, it fired right off. gonna say it's any better than it was. She's cold. See if I let it get some heat in it, if it'll smooth out a little bit. It's running the same as it was last night. The whole truck is shaking. The engine is violently shaking. But I'm sure after some plugs and not a huge vacuum leak, it'll be a little better. I just got to get it inside. It does sound like it's coming around a little bit. Well, it seems like tonight we actually have a little bit of RPM out of it, so I might be able to move it. Jeez. This thing runs bad. Well, now that I've finally got the truck inside the building, let's go ahead and pull these spark plugs out, see how bad they look. Guarantee you pretty much they're all smoked because I just shot a ball of fuel out of the exhaust and there's raw gasoline running out of this side. So I'm sure that the whole carb situation is really bad. So we'll go ahead and look at the plugs, probably just put new ones in it, and then dive into this carburetor situation. What in the world? As you can assume, this reeks of raw gasoline. But they don't even look that bad. Except for the fact that they're turning yellow. Oh, and the end unthreads. I didn't know they did that. Cool. All right, I gotta keep track of these. All right, so the plugs are in the truck. I just went with some AC Delcos. It had a cell or whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce those. I've heard of it. I just can't think of how to say it. AC Delcos are in there. New cap and rotor. I left the same plugs plug wires because they seem kind of okay and they're better than the ones I have laying here. So I'm gonna leave those for now. I'm thinking about tackling the carb tonight too because that's their main problem, I think. It's got an Edelbach 1406 on it, which I think is an awesome carburetor. It looks like it might need rebuilt. I would have to get a rebuild kit, but I have done one, so that's no big deal. But this is the adapter plate, which is supposed to be for this. And then I got some gaskets from O'Reilly that should be right. So I might pull this off and see if it can, if everything lines up, and do a quick swap, and then see how it runs from there, and then I can always go back. So I had to pull the carburetor super hard to get it off. I think that's some silicone. I'm guessing the gasket was just reused, whatever. We've all done it, but I can't even get the spacer off. And I don't want to mess up the intake. There it goes. Yeah, it's siliconed. Silicone and duct tape, you can make anything run. Kind of. Oh, geez. I have a lot of cleanup to do. All right, well, I spent a lot of time, obviously the carb's off. I spent a lot of time with the razor blade getting that really, really clean. There's a lot of silicone on it because he probably had to reuse the gaskets. Trying to probably just get this truck running for me to, someone to buy, to get rid of it. So don't blame the guy there, but yeah, I had to scrape a lot of that off, got new gaskets and I think the correct spacer. But now the predicament is I'm sitting here looking at this carb thinking I should probably just rebuild it while it's off, right? I mean, clearly the truck is running very poorly and I'm just gonna end up taking this right back off. I did the same thing with my orange truck. I put this carb on from one of these carbs off of a different truck, a parts truck I had outside. It was full of mud and it broke down the way home and I ended up just taking it apart and rebuilding it anyways. So, you know, why would I waste time? But then it occurred to me that I have another truck outside that I have been throwing parts in because it's missing things. And I actually, probably almost a year ago now or more, I bought a brand new 1406 in the box off of a kid on Marketplace for like I gave him like $200 for this brand new carburetor in the box, an Edelbrock intake manifold, some spark plug wires, a bunch of things. I forgot about it. And I walked outside and I never even opened the box. I'm like, wow, okay, it is a brand new 1406. So now I'm just like, do I go get a rebuild kit and do that tonight, or whatever, like that's fine, or do I just put this thing on brand new in the box before it gets all dried out and needs rebuilt? I might as well use it, right? I mean, it's just sitting here, and boy math, I paid like $200 for this $500 carburetor, and I'm gonna rebuild the other one and set it on a shelf, so then it's a fresh rebuild. So I think I should just throw this on and be done in like no time. Like, why not? Yeah, let's just do that. So it's actually kind of bothering me that I'm doing this whole video backwards and I never gave you guys a story behind this truck, or like the stuff that I know, the history I know about this truck, which isn't a ton, but I feel like I need to at least share this. So before we do anything else, I'm just gonna tell you real quick. I was at a swap meet, met this really the sweetest lady I've ever met. She had a picture of this on the window for sale, just like taped on the window of her Suburban. I asked her about it, and then basically she told me her son's selling it for her. Came over, talked to him, met him and his wife, two of the second and third best people I've ever met in my life. Just super great people, I can't even stress that enough. And followed them home. They let me follow them to their house to see the truck and ended up buying it right away. And then he delivered it for me for a little bit more money because I was very busy at the time, and he brought it here. So that dude was awesome. But this was his dad's truck. It was the lady that I talked about first, a really sweet lady, her husband, who has passed away, but this was his plow truck, and that's basically all he used it for. That's why I'm thinking the plates say 03, because he told me that he drove it to work once and it just got terrible gas mileage, and he's like, never mind, you know? So, and also this was not the only Squarebody at that house. There was another couple beautiful trucks. I hope to go back there someday, bring this back and show them. But they basically replaced this truck when it got so rusty, and then it became just strictly a plow truck. And I guess that's basically all I know about it. It hasn't basically never left that property after it got used for that. So I'm guessing since '03 it hasn't left the property. I don't know how much it's run since then. I don't know what kind of shape his dad was in, if he's been gone a while or just recently. I don't know. But yeah, it was a plow truck mainly. It was a daily for a while. It got bad gas mileage. Here it is. And they're the second owners, I believe. At least that's what I thought he said. And this is probably the original 70-something thousand miles. So there's the history. I didn't want to forget because those people were so awesome. You got to keep the story going on where these trucks came from. So big shout out to those guys. But okay, let's throw this new carb on and hook everything back up and see how this truck runs. Unless something gets in my way and causes a problem, which it usually does. Maybe. Oh, okay, that one's right. And now, hopefully this is clean. Now we'll do the adapter plate. Please fit right. Everything seems good. Yeah, okay. That actually seems right. I don't know why I didn't believe him. Now I need this gasket. This is just the 4. All right, everything is cooperating. Let's go ahead and set the carb on there, I guess. Look at how brand new this thing is. I don't know if I've ever put a new carburetor. I've never touched a carburetor that costs this much money. I didn't pay that, of course, but. Voila, just like that. Well, this truck's worth $500 more. I'm just kidding. Well, it might be. Well, the new carb definitely looks great out there. I'm not gonna check touch the mixer screws or anything like that. I think we're just gonna try to fire it up first and see if new plugs in this carb made any difference. We are low on antifreeze, I just checked that, but I don't have any, so we're gonna have to get that, add that to the list, and then let me check the oil again now that it's been sitting. Seemed like it was really overfilled. It's so clean. He must have just changed it. I mean, it looks brand new. Overfull, extremely clean. Should crawl in there and look at the filter and see what that looks like, but let's just see. It's got oil in it. Let's see if it runs any better. What do you say? All right, no carb adjustments. Let's see how it does. Oh my gosh, that is so much better. So much better. Guys, that is way better. I'm sure you can tell. That runs so much better. I wonder, it's funny because I wonder what it was. It's probably just a new carb, I'm guessing, but was it just a little vacuum leak or was it, I don't know. I mean, we should try putting it in gear. That's when it was dying anyways. I'm gonna move my truck out of the way and back this thing out so I don't totally smoke this place out and try to let this thing run for a minute and actually burn some stuff out of it. Well, it's definitely better because you could set a glass of water on top of that intake manifold and it wouldn't spill. That thing is so smooth now. I kind of want to think we should tune the carb with my vacuum gauge, but I kind of need to get a little heat in it for that, and I need to go get coolant, so I might run and do that. I don't know, give me a second. We've got a lot of blue smoke out of one side. Maybe it's all that unburnt fuel from before with how bad it was running, so we'll let it kind of burn it out, but might need rings. All right, guys, well, randomly we got like a 75-degree day. I don't know what happened, but I love it. Last night, as soon as we got the truck running and I backed outside, it was super smooth, as you heard, and then I actually ended up getting called into work, so I was a little frantic, and I went to just park the truck instead. And somehow we developed a lifter tick, I think that's all it was, or an exhaust leak in that amount of time. The engine was really noisy, so I parked it and said I'd deal with it today. So here we are today, and I have a can of seafoam laying around. I've never used this actually, I don't think in anything. Basically, I figured I'd dump a little bit, at least in the oil, fire this thing back up, hopefully it starts again, and just let it run for a while. And then I stopped at O'Reilly on the way here and I grabbed new oil, filter, and a zinc additive. So let it run for a little bit and then we'll change the oil. It needs to be done anyways. I looked underneath there, the filter is very old, so even though the oil looked clean, it might just not have that many miles on it, honestly. So I'm gonna do that, let this thing run for a bit, and then we'll do an oil change, and hopefully that clears that up. Yeah, I don't think I've ever put this in anything yet, but it might just help clean it out a little bit. It looks not great in there. The rockers are very dirty. I don't know how many miles this has, honestly. I don't like this. This is like water. That's enough. It's too scary. Just a little splash. See if we're doing something. Maybe it's on. It might not even tick today. Who knows? I didn't start it yet. All right, let's see if the old girl will restart. Oh, I forgot I filled it with parts in here last night. There's parts everywhere. And it still stinks. Look at the refire. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we're only at about 25 pounds of oil pressure. It got lower. But now it's quiet. Super smooth, quiet engine. So I don't know. I kind of hear it starting to tick. Let's let that run through there and just put some fresh oil in this thing. Fire's right up though. After we change the oil, we'll go ahead and we'll kind of try to tune the carb without getting my arm cut off. Why do they do this? I don't understand. A lot of trucks have that cut out. I don't know why. All right, let's go ahead and drop this oil. This oil pan's kind of beat up, which is crazy, but that won't matter. Let's leave that right there. Oh, geez. Definitely dirty. And we got the old Fram up here, which is getting replaced with a Wix, of course. All right, we got the Wix filter, some Rotella T4, and then I always do the Rizlone zinc additive, just because the flat tap of cam and all that. This is supposed to be fine because it has enough stuff in it, like enough zinc, I guess. But why not add more, right? I mean, it was already making lifter noise. But it's magically gone. So hopefully this boosts our oil pressure up a little bit more. I would feel a little bit better about that. A little bit of this. Throw that on and we'll fill her up. All right, I usually do the zinc first. I don't think it really matters, but. And we'll start it, and then we'll have to add about a half quart more, I think, or a quart, I really don't remember. All right, I just ran it for a second. Oil pressure does look a little bit higher, but right now, while I wait for that to settle back down to check the level, I want to get that perfect. The choke isn't really, I don't know. I don't think this is really working. It's out of adjustment, whatever. I could adjust it, but like on my truck that I almost daily drive, it starts up when it's like 10 degrees out without even touching the gas pedal. So I'm just gonna do what I did on that truck, and I'm gonna wire this open because you really don't need the choke unless it's I mean, I thought this engine would need it. It doesn't run very good, but I don't think it does. So I'm gonna wire that open, at least for now. I'll adjust it and deal with all that if we need to. But for now, even the electric choke is hooked up. Nothing was moving, so whatever. This just is gonna hang out there. So we'll wire that open over here, and then check the coolant, and then I wanna start this thing up once our oil is good and check the trans fluid, because I have not done that. It feels solid, but I need to check that, so. Oil's good, I got the choke wired open. I'm gonna start it up and check the trans fluid real quick. And then I think we should try to tune the carb a little bit, just some small adjustments. Other than that, it's good. I'd say a little bit of improvement. What do you guys think? Turn the idle down just a little bit. She is smooth and even on both sides. Hey, no smoke today and no ticking. We're getting somewhere. We're a little low, well, we're actually pretty low, but it's red-ish. I'll have to get some of that. I don't have any here. I don't have any coolant either, so we're gonna shut this down. I know what I need now. Another O'Reilly run. All right, guys, I think we're pretty dialed in. This thing's running extremely good, smooth, quiet, temps are good. Coolant temp gauge does not work, but the radiator is basically empty. I did not realize that. So got that filled up, trans filled up. Basically, I think we come up here tomorrow in the daylight and we take this thing for a little drive. But for right now, I'm gonna pull it outside and be done for the night. Well, once again, it is insanely windy, but I figured today, now it's the weekend and it's not super late and we got some daylight, let's hook the battery up. And then I realized I bought this carburetor air filter stud thing because a guy was parting out a truck and I got an air filter for it. So throw that on so we don't suck in a bunch of stuff. And now the filter's really dirty. And try to take this thing at least up and down this road. I don't know, we'll see how it's running if we want to go any further than that today. But just moving it around, I already felt the tires are basically squares, and it was just bad. So Probably won't do much more than that until I throw some wheels on it. So yeah, I just want to tighten this up and we'll get a cold start on this sucker. Somehow my phone didn't break. You would think an Edelbrock intake would have fit on this. That's kind of what I assumed, but it's hitting the fuel line and the choke and everything. So I need one of those spacer things. I don't have one. Let's just hope it doesn't suck anything in, because that's the plan for the day. All right, 60-degree cold start. Let's put the mic somewhere where you guys can actually hear it. That'll be good. Not gonna touch the gas pedal. Maybe I should hook the choke up on this one. I'm gonna go get a screwdriver and raise that idle a little bit. All right, let's take this thing for a little ride up and down the road and see how bad it is. All right, I'm gonna take you guys with me we're just gonna do this. I'm not leaving the street. It's still not great, but better. So definitely gotta replace the coolant temp sensor. Oil pressure's great. Everything else seems pretty good. I need to put my vacuum gauge on this carb and tune it a little better, but it's all right. We're not going far. See, it lacks on the takeoff. Let's turn around. And yeah, like I said, these tires, as soon as it grabs second gear, the tires turned into squares. We're just bouncing uncontrollably. Transmission is working excellent though. At least I heard it shift a second. This thing is the epitome of farm truck. Like this is a farm truck. Oh my God, it's bumpy. I assume these are bias ply, right? I think. Turning better the warmer it gets. We'll go a little further. Third. I'm getting scared, guys. The brakes aren't that good and we're going towards a busy street. It's probably got third. It seemed like it wanted it. That guy thinks I'm insane. he sees me do this all the time in different vehicles that look just like this. The hood has no support left. It's bouncing with the RPM. Oh yeah, it's really coming around. It's running great. It's just not really controllable because the tires are bouncing so bad. We'll fix that in the next video. Sounds healthy to me. Still running great, guys. It's silent up here too. She just needed an oil change, right? This thing is not dead yet. Not dead yet. No way. The horn works. This interior is not bad. Like when I clean it up a little bit and get the smell out of it, throw a couple black ice, new car smell things in here. Original dash. All the gauges are nice and bright. I mean, this is cool. These are smoked, but yeah, you know how it goes. Well, guys, that's as far as I want to take the truck today. You will be seeing this truck again in a video, probably the next video, very soon, because I can hardly contain my excitement for what I have planned for this truck. Clearly, I'm going to keep this one for at least a while. I don't know. I love this thing. It's better. It still needs a lot of work, ton of work. It needs a lot, but it will run and drive. As it warmed up, it actually got a lot better, but I do need to get my vacuum gauge on, tune the carb a little better. And these dry rotted bias plies that they feel like concrete. That's probably the problem, and they're really rotted shocks. So it really needs shocks and tires, and I bet it would be a completely different truck when it's rolling down the road. But drivetrain wise, it seems pretty solid. Yeah, that's just as far as I want to take it today. The area I'm in, I'm pretty much limited by a major road, so I don't know. It's got brakes, but one of the bleeders is broke off. So got to get that out of there and actually get the air out of these. They work. They're questionable. All right. I don't want to hurt anybody. So that'll do it for the video. Hope you guys liked it and hope you like this truck and are excited as I am. The next video is going to be awesome because I have a lot of stuff planned for this, but we're going to at least jump right to that and we'll deal with the rust this winter. But yeah. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. Check out the other videos on Squarebodies and other trucks I have on the channel. And I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next one very soon. And we'll make this truck even better. Peace.